Great. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you. All right, and welcome to the City of North Miami Code Enforcement hearing. Today is March 6, 2019, and I am Beatrice Cazot, Special Magistrate for the City of North Miami. The purpose of this hearing is to determine if a code violation exists at your property as observed and cited by a code enforcement officer of the city. If the city is not able to prove its case, then I will dismiss the case and you may leave. These proceedings are being recorded, therefore, all persons who are speaking should do so one at a time to ensure that all testimony is clearly audible on the recording device. If English is not your primary language, then please inform me when I call your case. We have a translator who will assist you during the proceedings. When your case is called, the property owner, agent for the property owner, and any witness that you may have should come forward to the podium on the left side of the room. When asked, please speak directly into the microphone and say aloud your name, your business or mailing address, and your relationship to the property. If you are not the property owner or an attorney representing the property owner, then you must present a notarized power of attorney affidavit in order for your testimony to be taken on behalf of the property owner. For new cases, you will be asked for the record if you are aware of and understand the violation that is being heard today. And do you understand what is required to resolve the violation? Please answer accordingly. The city will present its case first, and then the property owner and or violator will be given an opportunity to testify on their own behalf, to bring forward witnesses to testify, to present evidence and photographs, and to cross-examine the city's witnesses. Following the case presentation, I will issue a finding of fact on the case. If I find that a violation of city codes exists or existed at your property, then depending on the case type, I will set an abatement date for the violation to be resolved. Or, for repeat violations, I will impose a daily fine amount. For new, non-repeat cases, my order will include an abatement date by which you must resolve the violation, and a daily fine amount that I may impose at a future hearing date should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date. If I find sufficient cause to postpone enforcement action at this time, I will table this case proceeding to another hearing date in the future. If you do not agree with my finding of fact and or ruling, then the property owner may appeal the administrative order on the case to the circuit court. An appeal must be filed within 30 days of the date of the execution of the administrative order to be appealed. In accordance with Florida statutes, if a person decides to appeal any decision made by the special magistrate with respect to any matter considered at these proceedings, then the person will need a verbatim record of the proceeding. This record includes the testimony and evidence upon which the appeal is to be based. The cost of obtaining the verbatim record shall be the sole responsibility of the appellant, and it is recommended that persons who plan to appeal their case should provide their own court reporter at those proceedings. Pursuant to city codes, if the city of North Miami prevails in prosecuting a case before the special magistrate, the city shall be entitled to recover all costs incurred in prosecuting the case. The current cost assessment amount is $100 per case. Once the city records an order that imposes a fine and authorizes a lien against the property, then the city will charge additional administrative fees to record and release the lien. If you are present and will be given testimony on a case, please stand and raise your right hand so the officer can administer the oath. Please state for the record if there are any additions, deletions, and/or any amendments to the hearing agenda.
Item number 9, CEGMP 2018-00117 is complied. Item 10, CESTA 2018-00009 is complied. Item number 11, CESTA 2018-00010 is postponed 1 month. Item 20, CEGMP 2018-00397 was an ownership change. Item 36, CEBPR 2019-00001 is postponed 1 month, and those are the amendments to the agenda.
Great. Whenever you're ready, you may call your first case.
Item number 12, Cynthia Shappy. Ernst Baptiste is the officer. The case number is CESSP 2018-00294. Item number 12.
Good evening, ma'am. Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
Valley Marie Beloff. I'm the daughter-in-law of the owner of the property. I
Okay.
didn't know that I needed, this is her son.
Okay.
We
Sir,
did-
please state your full name for the record.
Leonard John Shappy Jr.
Okay.
Ernst Baptist, City of Miami Code Enforcement Officer. This is a case that was opened back in November 2017 for having storm shutter covered all windows. Property was posted on February 14, 2019.
Just a second. Can you correct the record? You said November 2017?
2018, November
Okay.
2018.
Okay.
Property was posted on February 14, 2019. Took picture of the property on February 27, 2019.
And they were complied.
Mm.
I raised all the shutters.
We
And-
never got the
and
first
we never
notice
got any of
until
it.
they knocked on our door and gave it
No,
to
he
us.
did knock on my door. He just hung the plastic little bag because I'm always home.
But the first notice we never got in
Never did
November
receive. And there are 2 other houses on my block
that have the same
that has
issue.
the same thing, and they're not in this courtroom. So why is my house targeted? And they have the same kind of
Well, you-
shutters. See,
Yeah.
but it isn't like that, right? Now, it isn't like that.
Go back to the microphone.
It isn't like that now, and it hasn't been like that since I got.
As the proceeding of code enforcement, we have an abatement date as of February 27. That's when I took those pictures. That's how it was. So I'm submitting those pictures.
Okay.
And also, ma'am, I have someone that's looking in our windows, and that's the reason why, and I got a police report that I can also bring in. The reason why the shutters were down, and I even got the shutters pressure cleaned, my house pressure cleaned, so they were not nasty looking and down. And we were in proceeding of painting them. But my issue is, why is my house and 2 other houses on the same block?
Please.
All right. I don't know what's going on with your
Yeah,
neighbors'
I did-
houses.
He knows the house, it's the brown house with the shutters down, and it's only 2 houses down from my house.
All right. Whether or not there is any outstanding violation regarding your neighbors' houses, that's not
It's not my
being
issue,
here.
I know, but
Correct.
I've corrected what he asked me to. and he doesn't have the pictures, and it's been done longer. It may have
I
been done.
understand,
It
but
may have
did you
been done the
contact
same
him?
day.
Relax.
Did you contact him to let him know that
I
it's
don't
been
have- no,
resolved?
No, I didn't. I didn't know I had to.
The day we
Okay,
got,
well, that probably could have saved your trip down here, because then he could have went by and basically confirmed for the record that it's done, and he would have taken it off calendar.
Okay.
Because now what I have to do is give him an opportunity. Do you want an opportunity to go back, or do you want to close it?
No, we need to find them in violation because we have an abatement date. If we do our inspection, the violation is not
we
corrected.
never got the
Wait a
first
minute.
notice.
We never got any other notice.
Okay, you have to give him an opportunity to testify, and then I'll give you an opportunity to respond. Go ahead, Mr. Giambattista.
When I went to post on February 27, 2019, the shutter was down. That was the abatement date.
Okay.
It wasn't corrected, so
Okay.
we move on with the case. And we're not allowed to come here and say case is complied because we don't do inspection the day of the hearing anymore.
Okay.
So as of February 2017, 2019, they were still in violation.
Okay. So you're saying that you had given them a deadline, an
Yes,
abatement date.
abatement date, yes.
Okay. So can you provide to them a copy of the notice that you provided to either you posted or mailed?
Yeah, posted.
Okay.
The one that they have.
Ma'am, I've only received one letter in a plastic bag,
That's the posting.
and
that has the
was the
abatement date
only
on
one
it.
I got. That was the
Okay.
only one.
So
And
what
soon
the
as I
officer
got
is saying, that's the one that he gave you.
He didn't give me it. He put it on
The
my
one that
door.
we posted. That's the posting that we do.
He
We
didn't
go
know
to the
Yeah,
we
but
go to the house and we post.
if we would've got the
Do me a
first
favor.
notice,
Right, yeah, I
we
would've-
would've complied after the
way
first
before
notice.
now.
Call my home because they keep calling me. I don't know what's going on. Call them for me. Step out. Find out
And
what's
me
going
and him
on.
has talked also about the cats in the area. This man isn't a stranger to me. He knows. He's talked with me. You talked with me whenever they were doing work next door to me with Balt and Mr. Smith. That was your friend. We've talked before, don't that? I mean, sir. I
We-
mean,
All right. Okay, guys. Please pass forward what you have posted on their property with the abatement date. Show it to them first.
this. I don't know if it's I'm gonna take his word, whatever. But this was a letter like this, ma'am, was in a
Yeah,
bag
they,
like that, and it was only one letter I received.
And what that letter, that one letter that you received, what did it say?
It said my shutters needed to be pulled up. And soon as I got that, and it said the date, March 6th, that I had to come here. I did, I complied. And then somehow we got another one delivered through, UPS, and we complied. And soon as I was recognized with a letter that I was given at my door, I complied to what he needed me to do. And this is, I've done it it's not been, it's been done in the last 3 months, 3 weeks to a month. It's how long it's been. That's after I get the letter. Please, I'm sick of being picked on.
Got you. Tell me where in this 3-page documents that You gave them until the abatement date of February 27th.
Judge, also if you look at section 2, it says the moment that they've complied to call that number to give them a call to go re-inspect it. So if they complied ahead of time, they could have called.
We've never had to deal with any of this. I mean, we don't.
Where? Just tell me. I'll go to it. Okay, here.
We've had the house 30 years. We've never had any of this issue before. We own the home. The home's paid for. We've never had an issue.
We usually, summertime, keep them down because it keeps the house cooler, and wintertime, put them back up.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've never had this for
Never.
30 years.
Okay.
And if I knew it was not the March 6th, that's when I thought the deadline was, I would have done it way before then. I mean, it's not something that I was just being defiant and just trying to be.
I will table it and do my inspection and see if we can close the case. If
No
we-
problem. Okay. Ma'am, sir, we're going to table it and give the officer an opportunity to go by the house, inspect it, make sure that you are in compliance, and then he will close the file.
Can I ask one question? please?
Sure.
I do have I have a pretty tree with a flower. I can't raise one. Is he
No, I
gonna
can
get,
I can
if
get
I
it up.
have to, I will cut it down. I just wanna address it now since this is the gentleman's, and if it has to be done, if I have to cut my tree down with a flower, it's holding the.
I have absolutely no idea. It's something that you
Is
need
that
to talk to
something-
him outside of this proceedings here. You can talk to the officer in the back, outside, about your tree.
Alright, whenever
Okay.
he's in the area, he can just knock and let me know what I need to do.
No problem. Have a good one. Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is Regina Vlasek. She has item 34 and 35. Ernst Baptiste is the officer. The first case is CERCV 2018-00246, and the second case is CEWWC 2018-00156, items 34 and 35.
All right.
Hi.
Good evening. Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
Regina Vlasic, property owner.
Okay. Is the gentleman going to be talking?
He lives in the house also, so if
Okay.
he needs to, I suppose. Do you want him to talk?
Okay, just for the record, in case you want to add something or testify to.
My name is Marfred Santisteban. I also live in the house.
Okay.
Ernst Baptist, City North Miami Code Enforcement Officer. This is a case that was two cases. One was cases was open on November 28, 2018. November 28, 2018. For boat that is parked on the property, and also for a tarp on the roof. Did my inspection.
We're gonna do one at a time, right? One case at a time?
Sure.
Did my inspection on February 14, 2019. Posted the property on February 14. Took picture of the violations.
Does
Which
that
one we
apply
do
to
first?
both cases?
Yes,
Okay, so you posted the property
same
on
day.
same day?
Yes.
Okay.
And I took pictures.
All right, we can start with whichever one you wish to start with.
Okay, first, he just gave a date of November, and the only notification that I ever received was mailed on February 25th, and it's dated February 11th. So I never received any kind of notification other than the certified mail that came in, and I don't know where he got a November date from, but this is the first notification. It's a little more than a week for me to prepare anything, and I guess I want to do the boat one first. Our property does not have a backyard at all. We have a side yard. So our house has 10 feet to the neighbor's property line. Our yard is to the side yard. So we purchased the house in 2005, and since 2005, we've had the boat parked in front of the garage, is what you see. It's behind our property line, but it is in the side yard. I wasn't aware that we needed any other kind of variance or any of those things. The boat's been parked, they've been parked there forever. They're both in working order. They both work. They're parked in front of our garage on concrete. I actually brought my own pictures, which look a lot better than those pictures. However, I have to agree with the person before of not receiving a notice and not really, there's no date on the piece of paper that I received that says when we need to comply by. So I was assuming that I needed to come here to figure out what was going on, which is why I'm here. Number 2 does say that if you've complied, however, it doesn't say comply by this date. It says if you've complied, call this number. So I'm not really sure. I know that when we had work done on the house and things like that, we've gone down to the city and pulled the permit for it when we did our driveway and everything, and the windows and everything else. However, I was a little confused as to why we were getting a notification for the boat when it's been parked there forever on our concrete in front of our yard behind the property line for so long. I'm choosing to do the boat first because the roof is a whole nother issue.
I figured that much. All right, so your testimony is that you did not get the notice from the November.
I know nothing about
date.
anything in November.
November.
I'm producing those 2 letters. Those are the letters that was mailed out.
Okay.
And instructing them about the violation.
Okay.
This is the one that I received, and if you see the date that the one that you're giving me, the date is February 25th. I have this one in my hand. Where's the copy of when it
Go
was
back to
mailed?
the
Before the certified mail was sent out, they received a notice of violation. And it's clearly stated on this one that they needed to correct the violation by December 10th.
I never received any notice. The only thing I ever received was certified mail. On the paper that he's showing you as proof, it says certified mail sent February 25th. That's his.
All right. Let me see.
Until I got this notice, I didn't even know that I needed to file a variance because on here it says a variance. But because I just got it, I didn't really have time to do that before March 6th.
Okay.
It can't possibly be that hard to apply for a special permit to have your boat in your yard, so.
All right, so the notice of violation, even though it doesn't have a date, but it did say on, that the violation was observed on 11/28, And then at the bottom, it says reinspection scheduled for December 10th, 2018. Hold on. Watertight and watertight condition violation. Please repair roof, remove blue tarp before reinspection.
I don't have a
Okay.
copy of anything from November
So,
or reinspection. Doesn't say
The,
it on the-
just for the record, so for clarification, this notice of violation was both posted and mailed,
Mailed only.
mailed only?
Yes.
Okay. So what you have done today is, actually, when you sent the notice to appear
It's the
via
one that is
certified mail, you attach a copy of the notice of violation that was previously sent to the property owner. Is that correct?
The posting don't have the notice of violation with it.
What
They
I'm
receive
saying
it.
is, this is what you sent certified mail, right? This 3 documents.
The clerk.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, is it the clerk?
sent it,
Okay.
yeah.
So the clerk,
We send that
Madam Clerk,
certified with
you
the
sent
notice
this
of violation.
certified mail.
Yes,
So you're sending the notice of the hearing
to appear, yes.
to appear, and attached to that is the notice of violation that was mailed to them prior to that to give them an opportunity to remedy the violation.
That's not the original notice of violation. The original notice of violation is sent by the officers when they open up the case.
Mm-hmm.
When we print out the hearing docket for them to appear in court, we send them a copy of whatever notice of violation prints out so that they know what the violation is.
Okay.
So it's not gonna have the same original date as when the case was opened. It's gonna have the date that we printed it, which is to appear at this hearing.
I think we're saying the same thing, but let me just try to thinking again. This one does not have a date at all, but it did specify that there was a violation, that the officer observed the violation on 11/28/2018, and then basically tell them what the violation is, and tell them what needs to be done, and said that we will to do it prior to reinspection, and it gives them a date at the bottom as to when the reinspection will occur. Don't tell me it's okay. I'm not testifying for the city. You guys need to tell me what's going on.
So then it does print the original notice that was mailed to the resident.
Okay, that's what I thought.
We sent all of this to them certified.
Okay, so again, for the record, and correct me if I'm wrong. This is the original. When I say original, I'm just saying that this is a copy of what was mailed
Mailed to them.
originally when you
Yes.
first observed the violation.
Correct.
This was sent to the property owner.
Correct.
Correct?
Yes.
And basically it says that on this date I observed this violation.
Correct.
And then you give them a section of the statute, right?
Yes.
Okay. And that reads that what the violation is.
Correct.
And then there's a section here that says this is what you need to do to remedy the situation.
Yes.
And then that I will come back to reinspect.
Yes.
That it has to be done prior to the reinspection date.
Yes.
At the very bottom of the same page, there is a reinspection scheduled date.
Yes.
Am I correct here?
You co-
Am I right?
yes.
Okay. So now this was sent, and then subsequently, this entire package was mailed again via certified mail,
Yes.
which includes the hearing date for this hearing
Mm-hmm.
and a copy of what was previously mailed.
Yes.
And attached to it is, I see a receipt. Is it the receipt for the certified mail?
Yes.
All right.
Judge, if I-
Okay. Go ahead, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I only just received this. Basically, what I'm asking for is more time so that I can file whatever variance is needed.
Okay,
comply.
okay.
Judge,
Go ahead.
so for, as it relates to, the variance for the boat,
I'm not ready yet. You have to. Huh? Yes, I do. I'm not done yet. still
Is
in
this
the
a
middle
new
of this
code
case.
that was just implemented that I haven't heard about it since before
No.
2005?
Do you need this?
No.
Okay.
as it relates to the, 2018-00246, the recreational vehicle violation for the variance, if they wish to apply for it right now, they're not gonna be able to get one. So we're gonna be asking to postpone it at least 30 days. There's a workshop that's gonna be conducted on March 28th, so we'll have a better understanding of what we're gonna do moving forward, but right now they wouldn't be able to qualify for it anyways.
But why do you say that we wouldn't qualify for it?
It's just period, everyone across the board, not just you. It's something that we've stopped doing, so there's gonna be a meeting regarding what's gonna happen moving forward on that date. So I'm asking for a postponement so you'll know more information
I mean,
as to what to do.
I get it, to clean up North Miami, you don't want boats in somebody's front yard or along the side of their house, but in our case, it's in our backyard. It's in front of our garage. Our garage is, 20 feet from the house. It's parked on cement, and it's behind the property line.
That's what's going on right now.
So how
in
do we
terms of the-
comply?
In terms of, that's the issue, there's no way of you complying right now because it's been stopped recently, so after that date, you'll know a little bit more how to proceed. I wouldn't want you to leave here thinking you can go apply for it and it'll be
I
okay.
appreciate that.
Yeah, so I guess if we can postpone it for 30 days after that date, they'll be able to have more information as to how to
Okay.
proceed.
I'm fine with that.
Good. All right, so we'll table it 30 days. You want the one for the vehicle? No, I thought, oh, I'm sorry, I see what you were saying. Okay, I gave you the wrong one. Okay,
Now,
all right, so that's that one. What's going on with the roof?
regarding the roof, we put a tarp on the top of the building because we saw a water spot, and it was damaged in the hurricane when a mango tree fell on top of the house. We filed it with the insurance company, who did not cover the claim, and now we have Lance Harkey in Miami Shores, who's representing us in it. The last court date against the insurance company was postponed, and now they're doing it again. But I'm not in a position to pay out of pocket $25,000 to put a brand new roof on my house when I've paid insurance all of these years. So, the roof, the tarp at the time that I guess that he came out, had a blue tarp. We replaced it with a brand new tarp, but I really don't know how we can comply to this until we go to court and our attorney, I actually called the attorney when I received this. He wanted to be here. He couldn't be here, and he asked me to have this postponed so that he could speak on the case on our behalf.
I actually know, Mr. Lance Hockey. I know your lawyer. She said that they have replaced the tarp, obviously temporarily. This case is pending in circuit court.
There's a class
what we've
action
done.
lawsuit against against citizens for the properties that they didn't cover in the hurricane.
What we have done in the past in terms of roof where there's an insurance claim pending and there's a pending lawsuit, I typically give some 30, 60 days just to come back and see where we are in the process.
I don't think that
Fine
we'll
with
have
me.
I don't think that we'll have the roof repaired in 30 days. We have a bunch of estimates. Obviously, we don't want the roof to collapse or to leak on us. We put a tarp there just as a precaution, but the tarps don't last long, so we have to change it. At the time that he came out, it said blue, so I know it was probably bad. We have replaced the tarp with a brown one, but we're just waiting. They keep pushing it back, the court date, so we're waiting for that to happen for them to pay.
Isn't it so long that it's in good condition, the tarp?
No, it's
Not-
remove top, repair roof. That's what we explained. That's what we said.
I mean, we can replace the
So,
tarp, but I mean, it's not leaking inside of our house yet. Our roof, the side where the tree took out half of it has, but really, what's the sense in replacing that? I don't know what it's called.
The fisher board and the soft.
When the whole roof needs to
water-
be done.
It's water. So it's the,
All right, so there's a case pending right now. What I'll do is I'll reset it. When is your next court date?
I honestly don't know. It was supposed to be 2 weeks ago, and they pushed it back. I don't know what the next date is. It might be in like a week or two. But I don't go to court there. They're hearing all the cases together in Naples because it's a class action case.
All right, does the city have any objection to tabling it for 60 days? All right, 60 days, good luck
Thank
to
you.
you.
Thanks.
The next case on the agenda is item 18, Eclair Michael. Wayne Clark is the officer. The case number is CEFAW 2018-00351. Item number 18.
Please state your full name in relationship to the property.
Excuse me?
State your name.
Oh, I'm the owner of the property. My name is Marie C. Michel.
Wayne Clark City, North Miami Code Compliance. This case is in reference to a fence. The fence had mildew, dirt, and faded, and it needed to be pressure cleaned and repainted. At the time of the reinspection, the final reinspection of February 27, 2019, the property is not in compliance. This is the first time that I have come upon the owner of the property, and the violation was actually opened on, let me see here, give me 1 second, I believe it was January, no, actually it was opened on November 21st, 2018, and the recheck date, the first recheck date was December 17th, 2018. And at that time, it still wasn't in compliance. And I've still had no conversations or contact from the owner. And then I went back out there February 12th, 2019 to post it with proper notice at 2:30 p.m. And it still wasn't in compliance. February 27th again, at the final reinspection, still wasn't in compliance. And the city is asking to that the fines go forward from the time of the final reinspection date. So as of that reinspection date, the final date, it was not in compliance. So
Anything you want to pass up?
anything I want to pass up, I'd like to submit the photos for the record.
Yeah, everything is good now. Everything is met. It's the fence is already paint. So I have my picture.
Okay, just a second.
Again, I need to reiterate, at the time of the reinspection, it was not in compliance, and it takes a lot of time from the officers to keep going back and forth,
Yeah, because I
and
do
we
not
don't
receive.
have no communications
I do not
from
receive
the
any letter.
homeowners.
Allow the officer to.
Yeah, and like I say, all it took was a phone call or this and that, and there's no communication. Like I say, from the time of the initial notice until the date, right now, the present, it's my first time, seeing anybody claiming responsibility for the property.
Show her the
The notice?
notices. Yes.
Okay. I'd like to submit the notice for the record, first
Sure.
showing the defendant.
So did you send letter on the December 17? I do not receive any letter. I do not receive anything. I just received this one only, and then I just paint the fence. That's it. I received. and I did not receive any phone call either.
So there have been several re-inspections at, dates on the property.
You said you've been there twice, correct?
Probably more than that. I'm quite sure it's more than that.
Did you see anyone?
Did I see anyone?
Yeah.
Not
Nobody.
at the property.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I don't have to see
But-
you if I send a notice in the mail.
Yeah, but I just received this letter only. That's the one I received. But the first one you sent it to me, I have no idea about it. I received this.
Okay,
And
but
that's
even
it I
at,
received.
but
That's
even
it.
at that
And
point,
then I already painted the fence already. So
I ain't go-
I just received this one only. That's it. I don't know about the other one. Just send it to
when
me.
did you receive that, ma'am?
When I received this one,
Yeah.
the day you sent it. That's the day I received it.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
from that day to now, I could have got a phone call or something.
Did you give me a phone call?
Yes, I mean, if you handle your business, that would be adequate to call the officer and say, hey, look here, this, that, and the other, or
So
something.
do you try to tell me? So you left your phone in my house, or what? What did
It's
you
on
do?
that paper right there.
All right.
So why I have to give you a phone call, and then you told me to do something and I did it. So why I have to give you a phone call
How
again?
how is he to know that you're in compliance? This
Huh?
is your house.
No,
How
I
is it
kept
to know that you,
today. I went there today, but they told me that
Today.
I have to come here at 6 o'clock.
that's
because,
because it's your hearing. This is what you guys are not understanding. You want to go back and forth and banter with the officer. If you receive a notice of violation and you are fortunate enough to fix the violation, basically you have remedied the violation. What does it cost? It would have been a lot easier to pick up the phone and call the officer and say, look, I've done everything that you're asking me to do. What's next? That way he can say, okay, I'm going to come by and see whether or not you're in compliance. That way you don't have to leave work to come here. Isn't that easier?
Yeah, it is. But the thing is, today I went, the address, where I
Sir,
used
put
to
your
be.
hands down. This is not your case.
So where I used to be, they told me
Is
that
this your client?
no.
Okay.
They told me that, so I have to go over there like 125th. But I said, okay, what I'm supposed to do. But the lady told me that, so I have to come here at 6. I say, you know what? I don't have, who I'm supposed to call to check the fence for me. They say, no, I have to come here at 6 o'clock for the hearing. I say, okay. I say, I'm coming at 6 o'clock. That's it.
What is the city looking for?
But the
What is
fence,
the city
the fence already
We
painted.
recover
Everything
costs
is
from
good.
the time of the reinspection to put this case together from the time of the reinspection to now. And,
And what is the recover cost? Is there an amount?
I have no idea. They want the fines to go forward in reference to our time and efforts to work the case and whatnot, and from the time of the that's why they're giving a final reinspection date. And look, that's more than enough time, because they're giving reinspection date on the letter and then another final reinspection date. And she said she didn't have notification prior to the notice to appear. Well, how
This
she know to
one.
paint the fence? How did she know to paint the fence?
Why should I know? Because I received the letter. I have to, this one I have to paint the fence right
That's
here.
why I asked you when you received the letter, what day?
So when
Yesterday, last week?
I don't remember the day I received it, but I know it went the day I received it, and then I read everything you said, and then I paint the fence. I pay someone, like, $200 to paint it for me. So today I went there, and they told me I
Speak
have
into
to
the
come
mic.
here.
I can't hear. Go ahead.
Do you have photos of the
Yeah,
fence?
sure, definitely.
Can we see it? We haven't even seen
The
fence.
final,
Can you show the officer?
the final product. And I'm quite sure it's probably, recover court costs and stuff for,
It's right here.
Yeah, it looks good from that angle.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
They charged me $300 to paint it for.
Okay.
So now, special magistrate, you kind of get what's going on here is that we're putting forth all our efforts and time, going back and forth, and then at the last minute, everybody's in compliance. And that's not fair to the officer that works very hard and diligently to get the residents and the business owners to come into compliance. And, you know, it's just, you know, the city's, I mean, it's just like a game. We're just tired of it. We are hard, we work very hard. All of us work very hard at our jobs and some. And to have folks come in here at the last minute, you understand? That's not fair to us at all. To say that they didn't get notice and all of a sudden everything comes out now when, you know, I know that it had to be proper notice given prior to the notice to appear, because when was the notice, you know, the notice to appear was sent out. Let's just say they have, by law, we have to give them 10 days or more for notification.
I can enter an adjudication because the violation existed at the time of the last inspection.
Exactly.
The issue that I'm having here is that you guys are not giving me an amount in terms of what you're asking in terms of costs, recovery costs.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the recovery cost?
I mean, I couldn't tell you that. That's not my place to tell you that. Make a
So how is
issue with that.
the
Maybe
owner supposed to
the
know
clerk
if
could
they're
chime in.
coming out here with a bill of
Excuse me?
300? How is the owner to know if they're coming out with a bill of 300 or 3,000?
Code Officer Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Office. I would state that the fine would be whatever it is that you would usually assess if you were adjudicating it, if it was non-compliance. If it was going to be $50 a day until compliance, $100, whatever you would have.
Yeah,
And-
but the way we usually do it is give notice that you have, this is what will be assessed at a future date, future hearing, if this violation is not resolved by the abatement date. This is a new thing that you guys are asking for here. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Magistrate, whenever someone is guilty for the first time that they come to court, they're assessed costs, which is $100 for the administrative fee of the mailing and
Okay, so that's what we're talking about? Because that's not what you guys tell me.
I would assume court costs at first.
Oh,
Correct, so
that's
the
part of
court
my
fee is
spill.
$100 every time they come and they're found guilty. If they are fined, it's another $100 cost assessment besides whatever fine you have running at that time. So for her, since she's the first time coming to court, it would be $100 court cost because she's been found guilty.
Okay, that's almost automatic to me. Okay, so is that what we're talking about? All right, so that was part of my introduction, that there will be court costs and the assessment
Yes.
cost is $100. So that's what's being assessed? That's it?
Thank you for shedding light on that, Pilar.
Okay, all right, so court cost. So adjudication plus court cost, and that's $100. All right. Do you understand, ma'am?
No, I don't know. I'm not really understanding what you say. Cause I have to pay $100.
Correct.
Why I have to pay $100?
I find that you were in violation.
Yeah, but
And-
what he's supposed to me to what he want me to do, I did it already.
Understood. However, the testimony before me was that this violation was observed back in November. Let me make sure I'm talking to the right. Okay. November 2018, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So from November 2018, when the notice of violation was sent, you were given an abatement date of 12. I don't have any of the documents before me,
I'm
so you're
sorry,
gonna
you
have
want
to
back?
help me out here. Tell me what the abatement date was.
December, the original
Correct.
abatement, well, reinspection date was December 17, 2018.
Okay, so December
17.
17, 2018.
So where
And you were not in,
So where is the paper? I said I do not receive any paper. This is the last one I received. I didn't receive any paper.
okay,
I not receive any paper. If I don't receive anything, why I have to pay $100 for something I do not receive?
all right.
And he can say that he can come like, you know, or, too many time he wants, but he can say that. But did he have do I have a proof to tell him, you know, how many time, you know, he passed by? Did he see anyone in the house? But when he put this one by certified mail, I received the certified mail, but he can send like 3 or 4 letters, but I do not receive anything. I do not receive it. If I receive it, and I will do it. I do not receive it, that's it. Why I have to pay $100?
Well,
And
That's not fair.
that
and-
went to the same address.
No, that's not fair. That's not fair at all.
And
If I receive the letter the first time, I will do it. I don't have to do anything. I go, okay, the fence want me to pay, I will pay it. But I do not receive any letter from you.
And the second time
That's
you
it.
went
When you say
for
second time,
inspection?
you can say like third time, 4th time, 5th time. But you don't receive anything from you on the mail.
I can't get a word out of his ass.
Go ahead.
Gosh.
December 19, 2018, that's when I failed it for the court hearing.
Okay. Please give me the date of the certified mail.
The date of the certified mail.
You have the receipt? What was it, mail? What was it sent?
This says February 25th right here on the
Okay.
certified copy.
All right. So from February 25th to today, have you received any information, any calls, anything from the property owner informing you that she has complied with the violation?
Negative.
All right. So hence why we're here tonight, correct?
Yes.
All right. Again, adjudication plus court cost. Thank you, ma'am. Have a good evening. Next case.
The next item on the agenda is item 19, Idra Beckman. Shanna Sanders is the officer. The case number is CERCV 2018-00277, item number 19.
Good evening. Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
My name is Indra Beckman, and I'm the owner of the property.
Thank you.
Richard Beckman, also owner property.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This is a new case for the recreational vehicle that's parked at the property, more so an RV. I first cited the property owner December 26, 2018, sent a second letter to the property owner on January 11th, where the RV still remained, sent the final notice on the 28th. As of today, the RV still remains at the property. I'll let the property owner explain, you know, what's going on with the RV and why is it still parked at the property.
The reason that the RV still park at my property is because my son was living in West Park. With the hurricane, he lost everything. He have 3 little children, his wife is bipolar, and he had nowhere to go. At the point in time, he looked around, he had moved out for a short period of time, but then in the winter time, in the summertime, he could park at the park. In the wintertime, he can't because everybody make reservation for the spot. So eventually, he came back. I went to Mrs. Sanders and I told her the position. My daughter-in-law, she's in and out of the hospital all the time. My son lose his job, he lose his house, he lose everything he had there. And this is what I've been telling her over and over. This is 3 little children. Can I take my grandchildren and put them out in the road? No. Where would he park the RV? Where would he get a spot to park the RV?
That's the same thing with the issue with the variance.
Okay, the
Yes,
violation on the inspection was 1226 last year, 2018. We are not in town this time. We were in Pennsylvania for 2 weeks, which is this one here. Now, we went ahead, applied, we went to the city, asked for extension in February. back and forth, okay? We never received another one other than this here. Now we got a certified one on the 11th of February, okay? We already with this city, we paid for a variance, was this here? The receipt for variance. We had Amanda Murray come out Monday, take pictures of hedge out front, 3 feet above ground after planting, block the RV in. That's what he required, we did it. She puts forward pictures to the inspector centers and the paperwork.
I'm sorry, who gave me photos? Who's giving me
Amanda
photos?
Murray.
Amanda Murray.
As-
I
She
did
came
call
Monday.
her yesterday, and I told her, I said what went on and what didn't went on. I asked her, do I have to come to court still? She said, yes, I have to come to court. So here am I today.
Say that again, sir.
Can I show Amanda this inspection?
Sure, show it to her. But you said you
Yes.
also applied, correct?
Yes, we
Show
did.
her the application or the receipt.
She showed me the application, and we did speak yesterday. As of today, I have not received any emails from Amanda Murray. She did state, the property owner stated that they were doing an inspection either Monday or Tuesday, and after that, they would inform me if the variance was issued. I explained to her, since the reinspection date was on February 27th, and at that time, no variance had been obtained. As I drove by, I still continue to see the RV there. But as of yesterday, I have not received anything from Amanda stating that they have issued the variance to these property owners.
Okay. Sure, go ahead. Speak into the mic. You have to.
They're saying go back to the mic.
Okay. Speak into the mic, and can you show the code enforcer? Code enforcer.
Let the record show, please let the record show, he's showing me photos of the property, not so much the application.
What I want you to show her is the receipt.
Okay, she's showing me an application, but this isn't necessarily the receipt.
Show the receipt that has the date. That should have a date for you.
Okay, she's showing here, she submitted the application on February 7th of 2019. What transpired when she came? You said you did a reinspection on Monday. What transpired?
This is a picture I sent for her also, when I should see them.
Go ahead.
Okay, the picture I showed you, and Amanda also has them. Date and time stamped on the 4th at 2:30 afternoon. It shows pictures of the RV with the hedges in front of the house, the west side of the house, and a picture of the address of the house also. The proof of the address for the pictures.
Okay. All right.
And my honor, I will tell you, from day one, I living in that place, on that address, I'm living there. I never had a problem with nobody. Not one of the code enforcement officers and them. I never had a problem with them, with nothing. But Deputy Mrs. Sanders come here is every day she's down in the street. Every day she's down in that street. For what reason?
She's doing her work. You may be in compliance, but you don't know whether or not your neighbors down the road is also, or they're also in compliance. She's only doing her job, but you are doing what you need, what she
yes, I'm
asked
doing
of you
what
as
I need
well.
to do.
So exactly, you file for the variance, and you are in contact with the someone from the department,
Planning
and
zoning.
so what we're going to do is reset it. And what's our next court date? It's on that April, May 1st? April the 3rd. Oh, I'm sorry. April 3rd. So we're going to table it for 30 days since the city is already handling it, and you're expecting some sort of correspondence or communication from that department, correct?
Yes, because I did send an email to Amanda, asking what was going on with the property. As of the
Okay.
day, I have not received any responses saying that the variance was issued or anything of that nature.
Okay, but more importantly is that they have applied.
Yes.
Okay. All right, ma'am, sir.
Thank you
All
and have
right.
a good night.
Best of luck to you guys.
The next